Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Power BI Connector for ServiceNow demo. In the first part, we've overviewed all the general settings, admin guide, and our interface. And now we will dive into how to create the data sources and how to actually connect to the Power BI. Now from here, let's go ahead and create our first data source. I click New to create a data source from scratch. Here we can give it a name like incident overview, give it a description, which is completely optional. The next thing is the rows limit. So our connector overcomes the rows limit within loading the data. So we do not have limits on loading your data into Power BI. So here we have this option to set a rows limit just for the purpose of improving the loading speed. The next flag is to use field labels for column names and for disable editing for other users, which will allow you to restrict some user groups from editing your data source. And here we go with adding some tables. You can also add a database view to your data source. We will select some tables, for example, an incident table. You can add as many as you need, but for now we will go just with this one. After adding this, you will see all the fields that this table contains. And from here, we'll go ahead and select the fields that we will need to see in our data source. Here you can also filter the data on different conditions. You can choose the field to filter on. You can choose the conditions and the value that it should contain, and you can also add different combinations like or and then save your filter or add more criteria. What you can see here is a use display value feature. So as you can see, our data fields have certain data types, which are stated here. Once you flag this use display value feature, you see that this feature turns all your data fields into string format. You can use them all together or individually. And also you can check how it looks like in the preview data. You can also see our dot walking feature. So this little plus right here takes us to the reference tables, which you can access through this, select the fields from the reference tables, and you can go as far as it will take you here, and the path will be reflected here at the top. You can choose any fields which you have access to and select OK. As you can see here, after we've selected the table and couple of fields, we have this feature appeared, duration and second. It turns the duration, this format, it transforms it into seconds. So in this way, it will be way easier to work with times in your Power BI. After we've selected all the fields that we need, all the tables that we need, and checked all the flags, we can go ahead and save our data source. It will appear here as saved, and we can access it in our Home tab. As you can see here, we will see it, and we can go ahead and use it. We can also create a new data source from a report. The process is pretty much the same. You just choose the report you need, and all the filters applied to the report will be applied to your data source. And what we have here is also an ability to create a data source from a template. This will take you to a tab with our pre-built Power BI templates, which you can download here. You can give it a name and description again, click Next, and from here you can download this pre-built Power BI template. The connector for a data source will be created for you automatically, and you will be able to upload it to Power BI and use it with your ServiceNow data. So once you've created your data source, you can go ahead and connect it to your Power BI. Here we have two options, as I already mentioned. Here under OData Feed, you can see a button. This will copy your data source token. Once you've copied it, you can go ahead to Power BI, to go to Get Data, OData Feed, and you paste your token right here. Click OK, and you will get here to the OData Feed options. You should go to the basic authentication method and enter your ServiceNow credentials, your username and your password. And once you've pasted those, you are free to connect. Click Connect, and this will take us to the editing the data. So from here we can transform the data if we would like this to do, but I usually just load them as is. We can preview how the data will look like here and click Load. And once the data is loaded, you can see it here in your data view. Another method for connecting will be the blank query template. I need to mention that this method has a few of the restrictions. ServiceNow admin and users without email cannot use this type of connection. With this type, the templates are not available, and scheduled refresh, which I will tell you about later, is also not available. This type of connection is useful for the companies who use SSO or MFA in their ServiceNow instances, and therefore they are not able to give their users the password. Use this authorization tab where our authorization token is created. The token is created per user, per email, so has the expiration date, which is customizable. Mine here is set to expire after 1 day, so I have to regenerate it. What I'm doing is I'm clearing this token and generate it again. Again, the ServiceNow admins will not be able even to generate this token. And then after that, we are going to the portal view. We have our blank query template here, and after we copy it, we actually copy a piece of code with our authorization token and also the OData token paste. So with this pre-copied template, we go to the Power BI. Here we go to Get Data, blank query. And from the blank query editor, we go to the advanced editor, where we'll be able to paste our piece of code. So here we also need to edit our credentials. Here it requires us to anonymously connect to the OData, through the OData to the ServiceNow instance. We click Connect here, and it's done. And as you can see, here is the data that I am able to view as the ServiceNow user with my current permissions. And I click Close and Apply, and this will be the data that I will see in the Power BI from my ServiceNow instance. Another great feature of our connector is that the connection gets cached and you can refresh your dashboard. You can set up a scheduled refresh, and we also have an incremental refresh. What does this mean? So the incremental refresh will only refresh the newly added data. Again, this feature is only available with the OData connection method. So as you can see, the connection with our connector was pretty straightforward, easy and quick. So go and try it for free for yourself. If you need some more details, please contact us. All the contact details are in the description below. And thank you for watching.